Hello and welcome to another episode of Geeks and Degenerates. Today we are doing Doctor Strange since the movie comes out next month actually. So, in order to build it up, let's start where it all began. With this movie. You're making the right signals but just the wrong music.
Sorry.
It's fine. But yeah, with me as always is Jom, and were you excited for this movie when it was coming out?
No,
Hmm.
I didn't watch it I didn't watch it in theater.
Oh, really?
No, because I was like, no, I think it was a time where I didn't have money a lot of money that time where I could go out, and I think 2016 wasn't really my best when it came to Marvel. I wasn't really keeping up. Like, the only things that really mattered to me were, like, the main hub.
Hmm.
Like, what came out in 2016? It was Civil War, right? Yeah, I think I spent my money on Civil War, and then I couldn't watch Doctor Strange. Because I was like, oh, I want to watch the ones where there's a lot more superheroes. Sadly, I like the other one more than the ones with a lot of superheroes. But, yeah, but, like, my first experiences with Doctor Strange was... There was this animated movie that came out early 2000s, which was way more grittier than this thing.
Yeah.
Than this movie.
I
Did
think
you
I
watch
saw
that
that.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, where like Doctor Strange would like when he shaves, he would like turn the water into a razor. I was like, oh, that's sick. And everybody who was a wizard in what was it, Comertage or just Sanctum Sanctorum or something?
I think it's Sanctum Sanctorum.
All right, like everybody who was like a wizard there, they were very flashy. They looked like the X-Men. One of them was like wearing a scantily clad outfit. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then you would see them like get eaten like by a swarm of bats and turn into skeletons. I was like, I don't think an 8-year-old should be seeing this. But okay. Like I see pretty women and then they get like torn up. I'm like, no.
Ah, damn. I remember that movie too.
Yeah. I don't know what it was called. Oh wait, I'm gonna look it up. You thought.
Yeah, but as for me, I had no idea what this character was about because I hadn't really read any Doctor Strange until this time, and like, it was the movie I was the least looking forward to. I'm like, some of the standalone movies aren't the best, so I'm like, I don't know about this. But after seeing a couple of trailers, I'm like, fine, I guess I'll see it. And then coming out of it, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I think this might be one of my favorite Marvel movies when it comes to standalone features.
Yeah. Oh, here I found the movie. It's just called Doctor Strange, but it was made in 2007, so I was right. Like I was around 8 when it came out.
Yeah.
And my brother had the DVD for it.
And yeah, this movie had the controversy of whitewashing the Ancient One because Ancient One's Asian, and now she suddenly Tilda Swinton. Like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Ish.
Like right after this, Ghost in the Shell came out. You're like, oh, fucking hell.
Goddamn. But the thing is though, like, not like you know how Ghost in the Shell was like whitewashing. At least this one did their part very well. Like Tilda Swinton killed it as the Ancient One.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yes, she's supposed to be Asian, but you cannot deny Tilda Swinton killed it as the Ancient.
Yeah.
Like, then probably she was my second favorite character here besides Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and like unlike Ghost in the Shell, like her character is the most captivating one out of all of them, aside from Strange. Whereas in Ghost in the Shell, I'm like, yeah, this is just for money, isn't it, Hollywood?
Right. Like, for sure, it was just like a paycheck. And Ghost in the Shell wasn't. Are we gonna do a Ghost in the Shell review one day?
We have to. But if you want to, sure.
So. I think so.
Yeah, we mentioned enough. Why not?
Did we do a review on Blade Runner?
Not yet. We'll do one.
We could compare. We could compare those two. Anyway, it's enough of our behind the scenes.
But yeah, I like how this movie starts, where you're like, oh, it's kind of the Tony Stark route, where this character is a very arrogant and not likable character.
Oh yeah, where he's a very rich, narcissistic. Like people are just laughing at his jokes because they work for him. I'm like,
yeah,
yeah.
It's a very accomplished surgeon, but like he rubs people the wrong way. Very much so like Tony Stark until his accident.
Right.
And you also find out in the beginning that he had a relationship with Christine. McAdams.
Yeah. Rachel McAdams. Fucking Regina George.
Yeah. That's it must have been because of the sweatpants that he let her go.
Probably. It was Friday.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of the
but yeah,
Green Girls reference.
I knew about the upcoming accident because like I kind of knew his backstory, but like the way it's depicted here, like holy fuck.
How did he lose his hand? Like I mean, the function for his hand. Was it like that in the comics?
Yeah, same accident. Like not exactly like the car caved in on him, but like it just said he had an accident involving his hands, and since you're a doctor, your hands are your most important tools for your job.
Yes. I do love that, like this whole ER thing, where he's that great of a doctor, where he's even when he's performing a surgery, everybody's so lax because you could rely on him. Like he's that good, but he's also really arrogant to the point where he's like, "Oh, we have this patient, not really worth my time."
Yeah.
Oh, we have this other patient who has an uncurable injury. Oh, give me that one. I was like, you could pick and choose as a doctor? Okay.
Yeah, and then, like, after he sees the damage on his hand, she's like, and no one could have done a better job. And he's like, I could have.
Right.
Yeah.
You cannot deny, like, Doctor Strange, for me, in my opinion, has the best dialogue. In my opinion, has the best dialogue. There are some hiccups from here to there, but when it comes to like really deep moments, and we will get to those deep moments, I would say they have the best dialogue.
Yeah, and also like it takes a while. It took me a while to get used to Cumberbatch's American accent.
Yeah, it took me a while too.
I was like, that's fucking weird. But like as the movie went along, I'm like, you know what? I'll live with it. It's not atrocious, but it's not super American.
Yeah, but it's like it does sound off though. But later down the years, we kind of got used to it.
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, that's what he sounds like when he's trying to be American. But yeah, as the movie goes on, you see him trying to, as Christine put it, spending all this money and spending money he doesn't have on like very experimental techniques.
Procedures.
Yeah. Including like regrowing the stem cells and all that jazz. I'm like, I kept turning to my mom. This is watching my mom. I'm like, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
And she explains it. I'm like, I still don't know what it means.
She broke it down really well after the movie. I'm like, oh.
Okay, we're not gonna break this down.
No.
Medical soup.
Yeah, no. We're not gonna look like idiots on the internet.
I'm an artist. He's in tourism. We're not professional doctors.
The proper way is to do CPR. No, don't listen to us.
No. How deep is your love? How deep is your love?
But as he's doing physical therapy with his therapist, he's like, have you known anyone who can recover from an injury like this? Fucking bachelor's degree. And you're like, wow, you are a prick.
Oh yeah, I'm like, man, just because you went to like Harvard or something, I don't know what school he went to. Fuck you.
Yeah. And the guy is like, you know what? It's gonna take a while to pull out the patient's files, but if it proves your arrogant ass wrong, it's worth it.
Like you could tell that like once they're down on his luck and he's not high and mighty, people are pretty much calling him out for his shit.
Yeah. And then he gets the files after he pushes Christine away again. He's like, we're not friends.
We were barely lovers. And I was like, I like that piece of dialogue where she was like, this is the part where you apologize. And he goes, this is the part where you... I'm like, damn.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, that flowed very well. Horrible, like a horrible situation.
Yeah.
Amazing scene.
Yeah, it's
And
fascinating how well the dialogue is, considering like this comes from a horror director. This from Scott Derrickson, who did fuck, what did he do? Some
on,
one of the horror movies that James Wan produced too. I forgot what they called it.
Insidious?
Insidious or no, Sinister. He did this for Sinister.
Sinister. Ah. I would say yeah. There are a lot of scenes there where it was like, okay, that's a little bit messed up. I was thinking to myself, you remember he was like trying to like write his name.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to practice his name because his hands are shaking. I was like, well, what are you gonna get from that? Doctors have bad handwriting in general.
Right.
Like you're to my eyes, you're doing fine.
Like only you would know, Strange. But he gets the file and he goes to the patient himself and he's like, "How did you heal your back?" He's like, listen, I given up on my physical body after you rejected me, so I'll just focus on my mind. I went to this place called Carmitage, and it elevated me. There were certain things that were too high up for me, so I just settled on my recovery, and here I am playing basketball.
And to be honest, a little bit of a waste of a character. Like, I'm sorry, not character, an actor. Because this dude's an amazing actor. I feel like he should have not been like there for probably what, a minute.
What other movies is he in?
Give me a second. No, because I remember he's a really good actor, and he would have done well as like another side character that was in Comitage. Cat. I forgot his name. Benjamin Bratt. He was in.
I've heard of him a few times.
Yeah, he was in Law and Order, Miss Congeniality, Blood In, Blood Out. I've seen that before. The Great Raid, 24. Yeah, this guy did a lot of good shit.
Yeah, I've seen The Great Raid. Well, the movie's not the best, but like, he's good in it.
Yeah. I feel like he would have been a really good side character.
And then, going back to the movie, Strange flies to Nepal, which where Carmitage is at. And
he was in Kathmandu.
Yeah.
Very fun name to say.
Yeah. And then he's rescued by Mordo, who brings him to Carmitage itself and introduces him to the Ancient One.
Man, when you look at this movie, like you just take your time, you just look at it. The more you see, like, this is a way better Assassin's Creed movie than the Assassin's Creed movie ever was.
Oh shit! Going back a bit, I forgot the beginning where, Caecilius decapitates the librarian and he steals the ritual from the Ancient One's books, and then they have this battle in the mirror dimension. And then from that moment, you're like, this movie, if for nothing else, is gonna look really good. And then
I love the costumes. I love the set design. Again, it looks like an Assassin's Creed movie.
And then in terms of visual effects, this is some of the best Marvel has.
Oh, not just that. I would say one of the best, besides Winter Soldier, choreography. When the Ancient One, again, if you're pissed off that she's not Asian, Tilda Swinton did an amazing job being a really cool-looking magical assassin. Like, the choreography for this one was amazing because what I love about it is they're touching on wizards, right?
Yeah.
Usually you would see a wizard cast, fireball, from a distance. Here they're mixing in magic with martial arts, which I loved so much. Tilda Swinton has her own, like, fan thing that she does.
Yeah.
And she's, like, slitting throats. I was like... And they're not cutting away from the fight. They're doing this in one shot, one wide shot, too. Like, you see every movement that this stuntman's doing. For sure, that's not Tilda Swinton. But whoever's doing it did an amazing job with the whole choreography.
Yeah, and you also see, even though he's kind of a throwaway villain, Mads Mikkelsen is also killing it.
Oh, yeah. Again, another gripe with this movie.
Yeah.
But Mads Mikkelsen would have been an amazing Doctor Doom.
I know, right? But yeah, going back to meeting the Ancient One, she's like, shows him like teach me your ways, and she's like shows them like images you see in a gift shop. Just like,
Yeah.
fuck my life.
Yeah, it's just like chakras, an MRI scan,
He's like,
acupuncture. I'm like, you're giving me nothing.
I wasted the last of my money on a one-way ticket. I can't even get back home on this bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. And she pretty much gives him this fucking day and night by Kid Cudi's like scenario. Like pretty much LSD trip.
I see through you, and then she pushes this astral projection form. I love that new trope in Marvel now, where a wizard punches you, and then you see like your real self. Like it happened with Hulk, it happened with Spidey. I just like that image in general.
Yeah, same here. And like, again, kudos to the fucking animators and the digital artists. Wow, I had a hard time saying artists. The digital artists who did this movie, the special effects, fucking crazy. For sure, it took a lot of rendering power to fucking do them. But, like, damn, that feat, shut up, Droppy.
Yeah.
Like, the feat that they did with Doctor Strange was so crazy.
Yeah, and then he's like, teach me, and then they kick him out for 5 hours. It's like, nope. And then they bring him back in and they train him. And I like the sequence where he's trying to do the portal and she's like, decides to teach him the hard way. It was like, we're here in Everest. Good luck.
You gotta love how in, like, No Way Home, a kid just, like Doctor Strange had to go through a life and death situation to master a portal, while this kid just like waved his hands. Filipinos can do that better.
Sure.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Fuck yeah. I love the scene where it's like, Mordor's like, where is he? And she's like, he's gonna come here soon. Like, fuck, not again.
Yeah, but you know how like, even the Ancient was like, oh, okay, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, she's like, it's taking him a little bit longer than I thought.
Anytime now. She's like tapping her foot.
Yeah. And he also learned... Oh, no, go
yeah.
ahead.
No, I do like the little dialogue that they had. Again, a lot of really good dialogue here where it's like, how do I get from here to there? Like, how did you get to realign somebody's spine bone for bone? To study and practice. And I was like, oh, that's... Again, how it's delivered, I'm not giving it justice, but how it's delivered is so good.
Yeah, and I like the training scene with him and Mordo, where he's like, one day you'll have to fight for your life, or your life will depend on it. That day may come sooner rather than later. I love the fucking staff of the Living Tribunal. For those who don't know, that's like a Marvel like god character in the comics. So I'll put a picture up here if you want to see him. But yeah, he's like almost Thanos levels, and he controls something important within our lives. I think he controls like how the universe is shaped or something like that. I forgot. God. Yeah.
Dude, but like they're probably real items or like real magical shit that's in the Marvel comics. But I was like, when he's mentioning like the boots of Volcor, I'm like, like this sounds like very cheesy.
It does.
Fantasy world, you know.
I mean, this came out. Doctor Strange came out in like the '60s, and like you can make up scramby words. You're like, fine, I'll buy it, whatever.
I guess.
But it doesn't really like detract from the movie. I'm like, yeah, the boots of Velcro, whatever, man.
The boots of Velcro. You just hear the rip. And you see Ryan Gosling just like...
Yeah, right. But I do like that you learned that he has a photographic memory. That's how he got his MD and PhD. I'm like, you know what? That makes so much more sense now.
Yeah, but I mean, like, kind of flexing, like, unnecessary flexing, but I'm like, okay, we'll give it to you.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if I had that kind of memory, I'm like, the things I could accomplish.
the things I could have accomplished, but I feel like I sound like an asshole when I'm
Right.
like, oh, I memorized that like 10 years ago, and I memorized it like word for word.
Like I could have been a lawyer if I had photographic memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Lola had my grandpa had photographic memory. So,
Same.
damn.
Same here, actually.
Weird. What's his name? George too?
No.
No. Because by the way, if you guys don't know, we're both Portuguese.
Yes.
Me and Enzo. But sadly, we didn't get the powers of photographic memories.
Otherwise, maybe he would be a doctor and I'll be a lawyer. Who knows?
I wish.
I wish. But no,
our relatives would have been more proud of us.
Well, no, here we are talking about movies, but that's all fine and dandy. But yeah, back to the movie, and he's learning really quickly, and Wong's like, no, these are forbidden, or you can't read these, you're not ready yet. And I like the running joke of like, really, you don't know any of these iconic singers with just one name? Eminem.
Yeah. Beyonce.
Beyonce one got me in the theater still, like,
Where he started listening to like single ladies, I'm like, alright.
Yeah. And then he must have found it on like Spotify. Not sure if Spotify was a thing in 2016, but like found it and started like, I like single ladies. Like, me too, Wong.
I wished I had the attention span to read a book. And like also the power to like read in the astral plane. I'm like, that is so useful. Your body gets to rest while you can still go at it. I'm like, oh, Doctor Strange is a smart guy. You know?
I do like the scene when he finds the Eye of Agamotto and he finds that he can reverse time. And again, the effect of the apple disintegrating and then coming back whole. Like, that's pretty good. Holy shit.
And you can tell that like Strange does have a gift, has a knack for, you know, the magical world. Sorry, like, where like nobody can actually do this besides the Ancient One and some advanced wizards. Like not everybody can control this power, and Strange did it effortlessly, mind you, recklessly. But like he did it, he was able to do it.
Yeah, and at the same time, they explain to him what they're really up against. Like, we're up against Dark Dimension, and its main head honcho, which is Dormammu, and he's like, I just came here to fix my hands, guys. I'm out. And then right as that happens, Caecilius destroys, I think, the London's Sanctum Sanctorum, and then he blasts Strange to the New York one.
You gotta love how this man went all the way to Kathmandu when he could just walk down the street.
Right.
Like, it was like, son of a bitch!
Like, you wonder, like, did the other patient know about the New York Sanctorum?
Right? Like, you could have just made it an easier... You know what? Sure. I think this is everybody saying fuck you to Strange.
Right.
Like, he is an asshole, and if he got it the easier way, I don't think he would have had the discipline.
Yeah. And then he fights Caecilius. God, that's a hard name to say. Caecilius and his apprentices there, and they have these really cool, transparent, like, swords and spears. Like, I like the effect that they have.
Oh, yeah, that shit's scary. Like, weird thing, again. Very Assassin's Creed or Star Wars-esque feel.
Yeah.
We'll get to that scene later, but yeah, him and Caecilius pretty much like invade the New York branch of the magical folks.
Excuse me, Mr. Doctor.
Mr. Doctor.
It's
strange.
Who am I to judge?
Perhaps, but who am I to judge? I'm like, ah.
I like how he kicks one of his apprentices through the transporters and kicks her to the desk. She's like, God fucking damn it. I have to run all the way here.
Yeah, you're gonna go through what John Wick went through.
Yeah.
Sad to say. And like, you gotta love how Scott Adkins is here as well.
Yeah.
A shame that he is another actor who's like a side character who could be a really good villain or who could have been Taskmaster for fuck's sake.
Fuck. I like the scene when Strange gets something and Caecilius is like, you have no idea how to use that, do you? He just chucks it at man.
Yeah. And like you see him fumbling around and like Um, like, oh, that's when he got like the cape.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love this like Dead Space 2 armor looking contraption that pretty much locks Helios in like a very weird position. I was like, wow, it's balanced. That's great.
And he starts going, it's like, what? You're gonna die. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Stop it, shut up.
And then he reveals that the Ancient One does dip into the Dark Dimension's magic. He's like, no. Actually.
I guess one has to tap into the dark side of the Force.
I guess.
For the greater good.
I mean, Luke did it, so why not?
Exactly.
And then he's like, oh, by the way, you lost your sling ring. And he just turns around and gets stabbed right through the heart, or like one of the valves of the heart. You're like, how you're not dead from that shot? I'll never know. But sure. I think that's one of...
Scott Adkins can kick you to oblivion, but can't aim for shit, I guess.
I guess. I think that's one of the guys my mom has. Like, he was supposed to be dead a few seconds only. Because that's one of the major arteries or valves. I'm like, huh. Interesting. By the way, if you didn't know, my mom's a doctor. So, like, listening to her, like, explain stuff, like, oh.
And so it's like, Mom, it's a movie about wizards.
But yeah, he goes back to, forgot the name of the hospital, New York State Hospital. And he asks...
I don't know.
Asks Christine, like, can you perform surgery on me by myself? Which is a very strange request. Knowing that Christine is a trained doctor, she wouldn't be like, I need help. Stranger's here. With weird powers. But sure, for the movie, why not?
Yeah, and you gotta love how Scott Adkins can still kick your ass even in the astral plane. Like, this man still goes for momentum when you could just float. Like, this guy does a spinning, like, roundhouse kick. I'm like, was a spin necessary? But that was cool.
Can our spirits do that? Oh, sure, I'll buy it.
Yeah. But man, Scott Adkins, you deserve way better roles. I swear, you should have been Taskmaster.
Yeah, right. And then I forgot what you call it, the fibrillator. Thank God I said it. Yeah, I said it right. When you I'm sorry.
You're like, no, man.
No, I'm not a doctor. I wouldn't know.
No,
God help me. God help me if I ever need one or request it from. Like, can you get the They're like, huh? Like, help! This man's dying. I need a defibrillator. And like, the what? But yeah, when you overcharge it, she presses it against his chest, and he overloads. Again, words, they escape me.
You're like, Mom watches this review and she's it's like, stop talking, son.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to every doctor's watching this. I'm sorry, I really am. But yeah, he blasts a hole through the guy's skull. Like, damn.
You know, if the defibrillator wasn't theirs, Boyka would have like ripped Doctor Strange apart.
Yeah. And then he goes back to the Sanctum Sanctorum, where ideally the Ancient One and Mordo just appear right on time for him to be like, I just killed the man. My Hippocratic oath is no longer valid. Like my speech, apparently.
You okay?
I'm sorry, it's been a long day.
But yeah, like... and then this is where, like, Strange starts to question everything when it comes to the Ancient One. And, like... I do get it. Like, you gotta do some sketchy shit for the greater good.
Yeah.
And I love it when like, the Ancient was like, measure words carefully. Dr.
Why?
Strange.
Because you're not gonna like what I say next.
I'm like, shit.
No, because you're meddling in things you don't understand. You're like, again, good dialogue.
Yeah, again, really good dialogue. And when the quote escapes me though, but it was the one where he was having a fight with Mordo, where you lacked something.
Yeah, it's like, you don't have the guts to snuff out these crazy people. And it's like, what do you think I just did? You don't have the guts to do what's necessary. You lack a spine.
Yeah. You did it to survive. You didn't do it
Yeah.
because it's for a cause. Well, I mean, that's kind of like a bad guy way of thinking, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's great for shadowing too.
Oh yeah, it is great for Shadow because he like as the ancient one said, he is very rigid. He's very planted to his beliefs. It's hard to move him, but you need Strange to be flexible.
And again, I like how Marvel really gets some of the best actors. They're like, who should we get for Baron Mordo? Oh, you know the guy who was in 12 Years a Slave? Let's get him. Like, all right.
Wait, hold on. You know,
Truth I'll add you for.
thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a lot of words and jumbled letters. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm so sorry.
I think I learned it from like Jeremy John saying it. Like, oh, that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, Caecilius comes back and they fight them. At first, they trap him in the mirror dimension. They're like, he can't harm us here. But they start chasing after them. Like, you know what? This is a bad idea. I like how that scene when, after running out of space to run from Caecilius, Strange is like, I think this is a bad idea. And then Mortis is like,
and they just fall.
and then they're saved once again by the Ancient One.
Again, another fucking amazing choreographed fight scene.
Yeah.
This is where it was like Duel of Fates came into my head, where they started like pulling out the swords. I was like, I'm just imagining those are lightsabers, and her like pretty much having her fans. I'm just gonna be like, alright, it's just a fan lightsaber.
Why not?
But it was very Jedi and like versus Sith kind of deal, and how calm the Ancient One was, and when Caecilius like did like the floor slam, it felt like the Force. I was like,
yeah, then she reverses it.
yeah.
I think you see the marking. You're like, she does use tap into the dark dimension.
I'm sorry, but I love Mortis. She does tap into the dark dimension. I was like, wow, okay.
All right, then you're kind of
I
overselling.
guess she does. Yeah, I was like, I guess she does.
I like the trick too, where Cassius hits overhead and then she blocks that strike, but like he stabs through his apprentice and then stabs her, and then kicks her through a portal. And one of my buddies was like, I don't get how she died. She just fell through glass. I'm like, did you not see the height of where she fell, where she started falling?
And you know what? If you don't see it as a problem, you know what? Let's try it, homie.
Like, if we just started from the glass, I'm like, how did that kill you? But no, she started from like the top of the skyscraper to the glass, to the floor. Like, how are you not tomato soup? Okay.
Sure, that might have broken her fall a little bit, but there's still force.
Right?
But, what was this? I really thought that, Strange and Mordo, like, who jumped into the portal to save her. I was like, alright, she's gonna be fine, but for sure she's hurt. She's injured. Even though if they do save her, she's gonna die. No, she just hits the floor. I'm like,
right? Like, damn.
Fuck!
And then he goes back to the house. It's like, Christine, she's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, okay.
Oh, shit. it was pretty much a Jurassic Park 2 situation when you're like, what now? Oh, shit, that's a baby T-Rex.
Like, oh, you're carrying a woman who looks just like you in terms of clothing, but why is she bleeding heavily? Get her to the ER.
Why is she white when she's supposed to be Asian?
Right? Joe, you can't ask why they're white.
You can't ask why they're white.
I do like the scene where you think, like, can Strange do surgery now? And he's like, his hands keep trembling, like, to his coworker, which he was a dick to in the beginning. He's like, you take over. And then,
like, Strange sees the signal of, like, oh, she went into the astral plane, and he goes into it, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this was a really heartbreaking scene.
Yeah,
where
like, I've seen this moment 1,000 times, but I can never see past through it, and I've stalled it ever since. Your arrogance keeps you from learning the most important lesson of all, or the simplest lesson, is that it's not about you.
Yeah, that that dialogue, though, that speech that the Ancient One gives Doctor Strange, where she pretty much was like she admires who he is and what he can do. Where it's like these things that like made you successful, the fear of failure made you a great man you are today. But made you a good man today. But what keeps you from being great is your fear, your arrogance, and like the fact that you don't know the most simplest thing is that it's not about you. And I'm like, ah.
I like how that's also a callback. Like they set it up in the beginning where Christine's like, not everything's about you, Strange, and he's like, when is it not?
Yeah, right. And like, damn.
It is a very beautiful scene too, because you see the rain and thunder and lightning. You're like, this is a very good character send off.
Right, and I mean, we do get to see her in Endgame again, but like, these were her final moments. She knows that this is her final moments, and it was very heartbreaking where she held Doctor Strange's hands and shit. I was like, ah. And
Fortunately, at this point in time, does she know he also gives the time stone to Thanos to save the universe in general?
I think so, because when she gave the stone, she that was 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a New York attack. So she kind of knew.
It's gonna be weird revisiting that movie. Like a lot of shit happened that day. We didn't know about apparently.
Yeah. And fuck, there was more dialogue to this where her knowing that she's ready to die,
but stalling.
but yet she stalls it, which makes this character who we thought was like pretty much a god-like character, human. And like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Say what you will. Yeah, she's not Asian, but Tilda Swinton killed it as the Asian.
Yeah, if she didn't, you'd be like, why did you cast her in the first place then?
Right? Like, I wish characters would be represented as their original race. I do get that, but this was a really good. Yeah. It was a really good performance from Tilda Swinton.
Yeah. And
I kind of sound like she died for real.
I am still stalling every last moment just to watch the snow fall, and then she disappears. Like, damn.
Yeah. And yeah, Doctor Strange pretty much gets back to it where he finally has this heart-to-heart moment with Rachel McAdams, and you gotta love how they didn't specify like don't go, but yet she kisses him on the cheek. It's kind of like a way of instead of like kissing on the lips, where it's her saying that she loves him, but we can't be together. I don't know what Doctor Strange 2 has in store for us, but like it kind of looks like that, like where it's not gonna work out for them. That they both accepted that we ain't gonna be a thing.
Yeah. And then he convinces Mordo to join the last fight. I like how before that you see Wong be like, no one steps foot in the sanctum. And then you get to it, everything's just shit. Like,
yeah, like I guess he failed. But I mean, Wong's still a badass character.
Yeah.
I will say I had a little bit of a nitpick here where Strange was crying. Like, this shit is an emotional moment. I wish
the cape.
I wish Marvel didn't marvel it.
Right.
Like, where he pretty much prepared. I don't mind him keeping the tears, but then the cape started wiping his eyes, and it was a comedic moment. I was like,
yeah,
that ruined it for me. Where this man has been through so much today, and this is him like picking himself back up and ready to go out there, and I felt the character being driven forward.
Yeah, it's one of my least favorite moments too. It's like the whole get help scene when Thor was like, "You've always been my brother, Loki. I've always thought highly of you. I always loved you." And like, "Hey, you want to get help?" Like, fuck. All right.
Yeah. Okay. I don't mind that scene as much because Thor Ragnarok has pretty much cemented itself as like
a comedy.
A comedy. But here there were so many. Like again, he had that talk with the Ancient One. and he's pretty much letting go of say potential love interest, and of course he's going through some shit. And then the kid like doing this, I was like, you could have let us, marinate it for a while,
Right.
before you squeeze in another joke.
Yeah, Marvel just had to Marvel. It's like
Marvel had to Marvel, and I'm like, damn it. But again, I don't know if it. I would say it's like a deductive points. It's not a nitpick in my opinion. It does deduct a little.
And then we get to the last fight, where the last fight is some of the most incredible effects I've ever seen. Up to now, I'm like, fuck, this is pretty good. Like, everything's going backwards, just so strange. But, like, they're moving forward. Him, Mordo, and Caecilius.
Tenet. No, I was like, this is where probably Tenet got, like, its inspiration from.
Oh, right. And they're able to defeat Caecilius because he's stuck in a wall, and they just bury him. I'm like, that's horrifying. Okay.
Dude, there was a lot of horrifying shots here. You see, like, a lady on the floor with, like, a pool of blood on her head, and then she, like, reverses into the car that she got launched out
I'm like, for a Disney movie, that's pretty graphic.
Right? I was like, whoa, they committed. Well, I guess that's what you get for getting a horror director.
Yeah.
We need horror directors to start making more Marvel films.
I mean, they got Sam Raimi for the next one, so.
Exactly.
And you see Wong's face, you're like, oh man, poor guy. He got impaled and then stuff fell on him. Like,
the man pretty much got Logan.
oh god. But his time thing breaks and sets Caecilius free. It's like, it's too late. Dormammu's coming. And Mordo's like, get up, Strange. Get ready to fight. And then Strange says something. He's like, wait a minute. And just flies into the dark dimension to confront Dormammu. And he has the time thing on his wrist. And then this is the scene that kind of divides fans. You're like, it's either lazy or brilliant. Where it's like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. What do you think of the scene?
I don't find it as a cop-out scene. A lot of people say it's a cop-out scene. Like, it's like, oh, it's just... It's not a big fight scene of him against, like, a magical being. Because, for me, Strange here is still in his early stages of becoming the Sorcerer Supreme. This is not him as, like, what we see him now in, No Way Home. Where he's pretty much Gandalf level fucking powerful. This is him in his early stages. For him to go up against the somebody like, the Lord of Darkness, that as a one-on-one fight, it kind of shows like it's gonna be like a Rey thing. Like, he didn't deserve or earn that power. He didn't deserve to be able to defeat an interdimensional god yet.
Yeah.
Him outsmarting an interdimensional god fits his character so well.
Yeah, and all built up like, hey, Strange is smart, and he'll usually think his way through.
Yeah, and like, as I said before, it fits his character very well. Doctor Strange is a smart guy. And, like, he has all the time in the world now. Like, fuck, where... I guess it is, like, a little bit of leeway that the Ancient One said, like, this universe is outside of time. And the fact that he brought time in it, I'm like, oh, fuck.
I like how the second time Dormammu was like, you will come to that. Wait a minute.
I was like, what? Like, hold on, what'd you do?
And then the third time, Strange's like, I brought time. He's like, you dare! And it smashes him. And then you get
I love how Strange was like, fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah, and like, I love how they were pretty much bargaining with each other.
Yeah.
He's like, you're stuck here forever, but you're gonna suffer.
Yeah.
So, like,
The people friend. Yeah, pains an old friend. I love that. And then
I love that line so much.
And then eventually Dormammu was like, what do you want? He's like, leave Earth, never come back. Take your people with you, by the way. And he's like, fine, I'm gone.
Right. I like the scene. I don't know. Is there hate behind it?
Yeah, people find a lot divisive. A lot of people like, that's lazy writing. But as you said, it wouldn't make sense for him to be like, Put him up, Dormammu.
Yeah, yeah, like again, Strange. What he can. Strange as a character, he can. But at this time of his life, he can't yet.
Now,
It's like skipping the entire training arc and going straight to the ending.
now, if this was like the last entry in the trilogy and he did that, that's lazy then.
That's lazy writing. Yeah, I will agree with that. Like that would be lazy writing. Like if he fought Thanos and just talked to him and outsmarted him, that's lazy writing.
Yeah, yeah.
And like in this situation. But here it fits his character at this point of his life.
Yeah. And then he goes back to the precise point where he left. He's like, by the way, since you love the Dark Dimension so much, Caecilius, it's not everything you built it up to be. And then they disintegrate. You're like, again, that's a horrible fate. Holy fuck.
A terrifying scene as well.
Yeah. I'm like,
these people are like being scorched as they travel into the Dark Dimension. I'm like, damn.
and they're still alive. Like, damn.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with like Marvel making like something, a dimension that we have to fear look like a Windows background. It looks very pretty in my opinion.
Sure. And then Wong finally gets a laugh, but the one who's not laughing is smarter. It's like, we broke the rules and the bill comes through. Every time.
Dude.
True. Always. And then he leaves. And like, that's a future villain for sure. And we see in the trailer, like, yep, the bill does come due, as he said.
And so do the dreads. But and I love this ending scene where he pretty much takes up the mantle of like Sorcerer Supreme.
But we forgot he gives up the eye of Agamotto. It's like, Wong's like, yeah, it's best not to walk the streets of New York with an Infinity Stone. And back then I'm like, excuse me?
What? You're just like,
hold up.
You had that around your neck?
And you see in the future how devastating it can be, especially to a certain couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. The last shot of the movie before the credits is absolutely brilliant. I like the shot of him donning on Sorcerer Supreme and looking out into the distance, into the future.
And like him donning the broken watch, you could have that thing fixed, but it's a reminder to him. Like this thing was pretty much a prestige. This thing was worth like something to somebody, you know. But now it's broken. But yet to him, it's still worth something.
Though the inscription in the back is very much proof that Tony Stark has a heart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. No, we're like only time will tell how much I
yeah.
And my God, that shit hit hard when they were at the scene where he was saying his goodbye to her. I was like, this is how much she loved you. But sadly, you can't be together, you know?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the after credit scene?
Oh, where he meets Thor?
Yeah.
Oh, there were two after credit scenes. So there was one where...
Oh yeah, he takes the magic from the guy with the fixed back.
Yeah, Benjamin Brett. I forgot his character's name, sorry.
Yeah. He's like, no more wizards.
Oh, sorry. That's Mordo, by the way. That's not Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange ain't like an asshole. Like, you can't walk no more.
Ha, sucker! No.
If I can't have hands, you can't have legs.
You made me fly! Oh, fine. But yeah, he takes away his walking. Again, a fucked up scene. Because you see how bad the damage is. Like, oh god, he's completely paralyzed. It's not, waist down, it's neck down. Like, fuck.
Yeah. And, like, before we see that scene, didn't he have, like, a daughter or something, like a wife?
Yeah, it's implied.
Yeah. And like, after that scene, we get the scene where we see Thor from Thor Ragnarok coming in for a little bit of help. We don't know what yet. But if you guys watch Thor Ragnarok, you know. And we see Doctor Strange with his...
for 30 minutes!
See, no god. That's the wizard that can defeat a god level. kind of wizard, you know.
I just realized the joke, the callback joke in No Way Home. Like, I've been dangling over Niagara Falls for 2 hours.
Right. See, that's what it felt like. Anyway, but like we do see like Doctor Strange with his yellow gloves.
Yeah.
Sadly, not. It was it polka dotted.
No.
Anyway, but he doesn't keep it. I guess executives were like, it doesn't look that great.
Yeah. Same with the the yellow and blue spandex from the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they tease it, they're like, just joking. He's back to black. Like,
nah, he wears a tank top.
Yeah. And then they're like, is he gonna wear it? And nah, but you're gonna cry, bitch. Like, okay.
Right. I wish he wore it.
Yeah. I wish some of these characters stuck to their original design, but that's just me.
No, I'm here with you, man. That Wolverine costume looked great, and I wish we saw him
don it. But yeah, that's not about that. This is about Doctor Strange. And for now, what would you rate the movie?
You know what? This is like one of the better Marvel movies in my opinion. Like this is one of my favorite Marvel movies. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 8.5. Okay, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because I do have a little bit of problems from here to there where they do kind of waste a lot of good actors here. We would have loved to have seen these guys being like more serious or more
meaty
stand
roles.
out. Yeah, like more standout roles than what they were, instead of like bad guy number one that has to be a conflict for hero's origin, which kind of sucks because these are amazing actors. We would love to see him like with Mads Mikkelsen. I would love to see him as Doctor Doom, Scott Adkins as Taskmaster, Benjamin Bratt. He could have been somebody in one of the wizards in Kamatage, but no, he was downgraded to this guy who fixed his back. That's a little bit of a shame. There were moments here where this movie has established that it is a serious movie. It is not like Thor Ragnarok where they have jokes. Where Get Help made sense. Where yeah, sure they would have a heart-to-heart moment, but they will go back in the jokes. Here, shit was so heavy and like a lot of the things were so heavy, and then they put in a joke in the middle of it, and it took me out of the movie.
That's why timing is key when it comes to jokes. Like, that's why you've seen us try to do jokes, and a lot of them land, some of them don't. Timing is the key.
Yeah, but just like a 360 no scope, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
But like, yeah, I do have my gripes with it. There were moments that were kind of ruined for me, but you cannot deny. Dialogue was amazing. Special effects were amazing. The choreography was amazing. The way they handled magicians was such a unique way, because we usually see them cast spells like Thunderball, like Fireball, Water, or some shit like that. Something that Pokemon would do. But here they're mixing it in with martial arts. You're seeing a little bit more of like Asian influences from here to there, and it works so well with the Marvel universe. And I would love to see more, especially in the second Doctor Strange movie. Like, I am legit excited for the next Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, I'll also give this an 8. Like, as you said, I wish some of the actors were given meteor roles, and yeah, I wish they would marinate their dramatic moments more better. And that's a constant sickness with Marvel, along with weak villains. Like, thankfully, with some of the movies and shows, their villains have improved. With, let's say, of course, Thanos, and with U.S. Agent, I forgot his name for a bit. And maybe Scarlet Witch could be a cool villain. I know people are up and arms like, don't call her a villain. I'm like, what else do you call her then? Can't we be calling an anti-hero?
I mean, to let you know, she was a villain in the comics. So they're pretty much sticking to the source material, if that makes you upset.
I mean, she was also a villain to the entire town for that entire season.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, hopefully they do way better with the villains. Like, Taskmaster's like 3 steps backwards, and like hopefully we get a shit ton forward. But yeah, 8 out of 10. That's a really good movie. As you said, visual effects are amazing, the acting's amazing, and the dialogue is pretty good. Question for you: there are 3 Marvel movies this year. One is the sequel to this, Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2, and Thor: Love and Thunder. Which ones are you really looking forward to the most?
You know what's odd with Thor? Like, they finally found their niche with Thor. Yo, if they actually go hard on it, though, like they do a 180 where they make it into a completely serious Nordic drama, that would be sick.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm excited for Doctor Strange, the most, and Black Panther. Not much of a fan of Thor because not a lot of great movies from Thor. But with Black Panther, I am very curious on how they're gonna approach Chadwick Boseman because he has passed away. So I wonder how they're gonna tackle it. Because, for my opinion, I don't mind them recasting because T'Challa shouldn't die as a character just because an actor has passed away.
And I think Chadwick would want this role to pass on.
Exactly. Chadwick would want more than just one movie of this character that represents this community.
Yeah.
The black community. And I think Chadwick would have gladly passed down the role to somebody.
Yeah. The rumor I keep hearing is John Boyega. I'm like, that's not bad. Of course, we're not an official account, so don't take my word for it.
No. But I would say that'll be sick.
Yeah.
That would really be sick. I would say Michael B. Jordan, but sadly he did. In the Marvel Universe, I mean.
Yeah, of course. For me, it goes Doctor Strange 2, Thor, and Black Panther. Black Panther's bottom on because I'm like kind of nervous because I hear the movie's kind of in hell right now because they keep having to reshoot and redo things because certain people don't get a certain shot, and in these times that's pretty perilous. Thor: Love and Thunder because it's again in Taika Waititi's hands, and I want to see what he does next. And
okay, now that you mentioned it, was like that you mentioned Thor: Love and Thunder being directed by Taika Waititi. I am actually excited for that.
Yeah, and the fact that they get Natalie Portman to be like, "Fine, I'll come back," says something.
I would love to see her in the Thor outfit now.
Yeah, and like what was the script that made her go, "Fine, I'll come back"?
There was no sand.
And lastly, because Christian Bale is the villain for that movie, I'm like, ooh.
Who's he playing us?
Gore the God Butcher.
The long snout.
Yeah.
That's Thor's armor.
No, that's Battery Bill.
Oh, that's...
I'll put a picture of both of them. So that's Gore and that's Battery Bill.
Okay, sorry, I'm horrible with the Thor lore.
That's fine.
Wait, what was the name of the bad guy?
Gore the God Butcher.
Gore. God. Oh my God.
Right?
What is that?
That's gonna be Christian Bale. Hopefully they get the design right too. And then lastly, Doctor Strange 2. Because I'm really a big fan of this movie, and I can't wait to see what Sam Raimi does in it, and the fact that we might get a lot of cameos from older Marvel movies, like say Patrick Stewart from X-Men, gets me a bit more excited. But yeah, that has been our video on Doctor Strange. What do you guys think of it? Please comment down below. Be cool. You can find us at Facebook at facebook.com/geeks and react to trailers. We live stream video games, and we do some other fun live streams. We did one on our origin story. I was about to say the name for some reason. Thank God my mouth caught myself. And we did one on our 1-year anniversary, so check those out. Individually, you can find me at Gandalfus1995 on Instagram and Twitch. No, I'm sorry, Twitter. When I say Twitch, my mind's everywhere. Go ahead. How about you?
You can find me at JobGOM on Instagram. It is my art account.
And please follow the doctor's orders, and please continue to stay safe. Wear a mask, social distance, get vaccinated if you can. Get your booster for fuck's sake too. And coming right up, since this is Holy Week, we have another interesting upload. Hopefully you guys don't think we've gone batshit, but because we haven't, and I promise you the video will be, completely fair, like we do with all our videos. But stay tuned for that. I can't wait for your reactions to that video. But that is all the time we have for right now. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.